Are you preparing for Java interview and you're really unsure where and how to begin? This video is specially made for you. I have brought the complete list of 150 plus Java interview questions with answers which covers from basic level to advanced level that can help you to crack the next interview with great confidence. If you want to download the complete PDF, check out the link in the description box. So hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I hope you all are doing well. So this video would be regarding 150 plus Java interview questions from basic level to intermediate and to advanced level. We would be covering in 3 steps. So this video would be regarding 150 plus Java interview question in which we would be going to discuss some of the good questions which are mostly repeated in interview. These are the top 150 plus Java interview question that I have brought today. So this video would be regarding mostly we would be discussing Java interview questions that are mostly repeated in previous years and which are mostly asked in every interview. So this would be a great source for a candidate who is preparing for a Java interview. This will act as a source of revision for a candidate if he is preparing for an interview. So make sure you can watch this complete video. So in this video we would be going to discuss 150 plus Java interview questions from basic level to intermediate and from intermediate level to advanced level. So let's start. The very first question that is given. So as I have told previously that we would be discussing from basic level to intermediate and from intermediate to advanced. So I have distributed each part in 3 parts. First one would be the basic interview, which you would be getting an idea regarding the basic interview question that are regularly asked in every Java interview, and the middle part, that is the intermediate part, would be medium questions that are asked, and at the last we would be going from zero level to next an advanced level. So the third part would be the hard level, that is advanced level. So moving on to the first question of the basic interview questions. So this is the most asked interview question in the Java, that what are the data types in Java. Java has 2 types of data types basically. So you can explain the answer to an interviewer. If an interviewer asks you what are the data types in Java, then you can explain. You can also take a screenshot wherever you feel that it is a important question. So pause the video and take a screenshot, or else if you want to make a notes, you can make a note of it as well. But if you want a complete PDF of these interview questions which would be covering 150 plus, then comment down that you need a 150 plus interview Java PDF. So by reading your comments, I would decide to post the link of this PDF completely free to download for you guys. So make sure you can comment down. But if you want a specific question that you think that this is important or this is not, pause the video and take a screenshot of that as well. So moving on to the first question that I was discussing. So the first question is, what are data types in Java? So you can explain Java, what are the main data types used in Java. So there are specifically 2 types of data types. First one would be the primitive data type and second one would be the non-primitive data type. I will take a pen with a red color to identify and make a note that this question has been done. I have highlighted a yellow color to the question, and below is the answer of that question. Every question has a specific answer. So moving on to the second question, what are wrapper classes? So wrapper classes provides an object representation of primitive data type such as integer, double, and boolean. These classes allow primitives to be used in collection and provide useful utility methods. So this is a simple answer for a simple question. You can provide a clean summary and a crystal clear answer for every question. This is a short and sweet answer for a question. These are the answers that you are expected to give to an interviewer. So these are almost verified answers for a particular question. So you can really trust on this PDF and our video. So moving on to the third question, are there dynamic arrays in Java? What do you think? Java arrays are fixed in dynamically. So however, array list from java.util package provides a dynamic array implementation where elements can be added or removed dynamically. So this is the answer for the question. So we have till now completed 3 questions. Moving on to the fourth one. What is JVM? So the Java Virtual Machine or JVM is a part of Java Runtime Environment (JRE). It is responsible for executing Java bytecode by converting it into machine code specific to the operating system. Moving on to the fifth one, why is Java platform independent? So Java achieves platform independent through bytecode. The Java compiler converts code into bytecode, which the JVM interprets for underlying OS, making Java write once, run anywhere. Moving on to the sixth question. In this video, we would be discussing almost 150 plus questions. So make sure you watch this video till the end. Don't leave in this middle because you would be not understanding if you live in middle. So watch this video till the end and take a note or take a screenshot of every question if you want. And we would be discussing almost 150 plus questions in almost uh, 1 hour. So moving on to the sixth question, what are local and global variables? So you can answer local variables are declared inside a method or block and are accessible only within their scope, while global variables are also called instance variables that are basically declared within a class but outside any method and have a wide scope. What is data encapsulation? So this is the most repeated question that every interviewer asks in any Java interview, that what is data encapsulation? You can directly tell that encapsulation is an OOPS principle where data variables and code methods are bundled into a single unit class. It restricts direct access to data using access modifiers. So you can explain that by using help of access modifiers. So access modifiers are, for example, private and protected are basically access modifiers that are used in a language. Then moving on to the eighth question, what is function overloading? So I have provided the example of the question of function overloading where function overloading is used. You can connect your answer with your own words, and it is not mandatory that you should by heart the answer that is mentioned over the PDF. You can explain the interview with help of your own words and some of the examples that you are really interested in to give for an interview. So what is function overloading? Function overloading allows multiple methods to have the same name but different parameter list. The compiler differentiates them based on the number of types of parameters. So this is the answer for the question. So below provided is an example or a code in Java for function overloading. You can check. Then moving on to the ninth question, what is function overriding? So overriding allows a subclass to provide a specific implementation of method defined in its superclass. It enables dynamic method dispatch, runtime polymorphism. So the 10th question is, why is the main method static in Java? So the answer is the main method is static so that it can be called without creating an instance of the class, allowing the program to run start execution without object initiation. So this is the answer. Moving on to the 11th, what is difference between the throw and throws keywords in Java? So you can provide the table and show the interviewer. You can take a pen and paper and show what is the main difference between throw and throws keywords in Java. You can explain some of the examples. You can connect with real world example as well if you want. So this is the table that you can explain what is the purpose. You can explain the feature to differentiate with the help of purpose, usage, and number of exceptions. What do you mean by singleton class? Basically, singleton class ensures that only one instance of the class exists throughout the application lifecycle. It is implemented using a private constructor, a static instance variable, and a public static method that returns the single instance. So this is the most important. The most common way to create singleton class is using the lazy initialization or eager initialization approach. So the 13th question is, does every try block needs a catch block? So the answer for the question is no, a try block does not necessarily needs a catch block. It can be followed by using either a catch block or a final block or both. You can explain the answer. What is the uses of super keyword in Java? You can check. So basically super is a keyword in Java which is used to refer to the parent class. So it can be used in following types. You can check the points that has been given below. The first point is call by constructor of the parent class. Second one is access the parent class method and variable when they are overridden in a subclass. And the third one would be differentiating between methods and attributes of the parent and child class when they have the same name. So the next question is, what do you mean by final keyword? So the final keyword is used to restrict modifications in Java. It can be applied in three contexts. So there are the three contexts given below. You can check. The first one would be the final variable, second is final method, and third one would be final class. The next question is, how is exception handled in Java? So what do you think? How is exception handled in Java? So this is the most asked interview question. How is exception handled in Java? Java handles exception using try catch finally mechanism. So before knowing the question, you should know what is try catch finally mechanism. So here given is the first point of try block, catch block, and finally block. You can read this or take a screenshot or snapshot of the answer. I will wait for 1 second. Yeah, moving on to the next question. How can objects in class be prevented from serialization? So serialization converts an object into byte stream from storage or transmission. To prevent serialization, you can use these 3 points. Declare fields as transient to exclude from serialization, or second one mentioned over here is implement write object and read object. Third one is extend non-serializable exception. What is different between a constructor and a method in Java? So given below is the difference between table, where you can directly differentiate what is difference between constructor and a method in Java. So what is the main difference between constructor and method in Java? You can check. Constructor may have no return type, but in method it always has a return type. It has a run type void when not returning anything. So this is the first point that is been covered of the constructor and method. Second point that differentiates constructor and method is, in constructor it always has same name as the class name, and in method it can have any name of its choice. So I think you have understood this answer. Moving on to the next question. Why is reflection used in Java? So reflection in Java allows a running program to inspect and manipulate its method, fields, and constructor at runtime. It is commonly used in framework debugging tools and Java Beans to dynamically access class properties. The next question is, what are different types of class loaders in Java? So basically there are main three types of class loaders. First one would be the bootstrap class loader, second is extension class loader, and the third is system application class loader. You can read the basic definition of all the three mentioned below. The 21 question is, what is copy constructor in Java? So a copy constructor creates a new object by copying the properties of an existing object. It takes an instance of the same class as an argument and initialize the new object with the same value. You can take the screenshot of this. I will wait for 5 seconds. This is the most important question which is asked in many interviews. What is copy constructor in Java? So moving on to the next question. What is object cloning in Java? So just a second. Yeah. What is object cloning in Java? Basically, object cloning is nothing but it is a way to create an exact copy of an object. So cloning is nothing. By the word cloning you may be understand that It is a type of creating an exact copy of an another object. So Java provides clone method from clonable interface to perform shallow copies. A shallow copy copies field values but does not duplicate referenced object, while a deep copy creates new instance of referenced object. So we have done with the 22 question. Moving on to the next, is Java a pure object-oriented language? Mark this question and take a snapshot or a screenshot of this. This is the most important question which is asked in every interview. I have seen with the help of my friends' interview as well as my own personal experience. Is Java a pure object-oriented language which is asked in many interview questions? So this answer may depend vary based on your own research. So think of this and read and research this question as well. Moving on to the next question, what is package in Java? So a package in Java is a collection of related classes and interface group to organize code and prevent naming conflicts. There are basically 2 points, built-in packages and user-defined packages. Moving on to the next question, 25th question, what is co-icon in Java? So this is the answer for this. Then next question, can a private method be overridden in Java? So the answer for this question is, first you can explain why and what for the question. Then you can tell the interviewer that no, private method cannot be overridden because they are not accessible outside their class. If subclass defines a method with the same name, it is treated as separate method rather than an override. So the next question is, what are phases in life cycle of a thread in Java? So basically, a Java thread goes through the following steps. You can see. Yeah, let's continue the next question. The 27th question would be, what are the phases in life cycle of a thread in Java? So basically, if you have studied operating system before or previously in your college life or in your college groups, then operating system you might be studied some of the states related to new running block state transaction, how transaction happen from one state to another. So same you have heard about the concept thread. So in Java, there is a Java thread goes through the following states like new, runnable, blocked, waiting, time waiting, and terminated. You can explain the answer to the interviewer in a very good manner by aligning with the help of operating system in Java. Then moving on to the next question, what is maker interface in Java? A maker interface is an interface with no methods or field used to provide metadata to the JVM or compiler. Examples include serializable and clonable. Modern Java prefers annotation over maker interfaces. So the next question is, what's memory leak in Java? This is the most important question. Star question. Star, star, star. You might don't know, but this is a really an important question. What is memory leak in Java? You can make a note or take a screenshot of this. So a memory leak occurs when objects that are no longer needed and are not garbage collected because they are still referenced somewhere. This can cause excessive memory consumption and slow down the application. Moving on to the 30th question, what is the difference between new and new instance in Java? Basically, you can explain these 2 points of new. New is basically a keyword that creates a new object of a known class at compile time, whereas a new instance from class creates an object dynamically at runtime, requiring reflection, and it is slower because it involves additional security and access checks. The next question is, what is different between JDK, JRE and JVM? Make a note or take a screenshot of this. This is the most important question which is mainly repeated in every interview. What is difference between JDK? You should know what is JDK before answering a question. You should know what is JRE and you should know what is JVM. So basically the first point, which is JDK. JDK is nothing but a Java development kit which contains JRE plus development tools. Then JRE is nothing Java runtime environment. It includes JVM plus libraries needed to run Java application. And JVM is nothing Java virtual machine that executes Java bytecode, providing platform independence and memory management. So you can check, make a note of this. JDK is greater than JRE, then JVM. JDK includes JRE and JRE includes JVM. Basically, if you draw a rough diagram of this, then I will show, just a moment. Oh, this is not going. Yeah. So basically the diagram of this would be, you can show this diagram to an interviewer to impress him. So basically JDK includes JRE. So this is JDK. In JDK there is JRE. In JRE, there is JVM. This is JVM. So moving on to the next question, what is the difference between abstraction and encapsulation? So first point is, abstraction hides implementation details and exposes only essential functionalities. And second is encapsulation. Encapsulation bundles data and methods with a class and restricts direct access using class access modifiers. So these are the simple concepts. If you know a basic concept of any question, so you, if interviewer asks you in any direction, if he frames his own question, then also you can answer it in your own words if you know the basic concepts and details. So make sure understand with the proper conceptual understanding. Don't by heart, don't learn. I personally suggest you to understand the basic concepts and try to answer in your own words, combining with the real world examples, and give the interviewer an example and explain him or her with the help of the diagram, flow charts, wherever and whatever needed. So make sure you can explain in very detailed and brief manner. So abstraction is nothing. You can give an example like, if you go to the hospital, so at the front desk of an office of the hospital, what the things they might be asking to a patient. If doctor is operating to a patient, what is the first thing that would be asking to the patient? Does the in the front desk office, does the person or a man would be asking the patient's PAN number or account details? No, he would be checking the medical history, name, gender, age, etc. So what is, why the hospital needs a person's PAN card or bank account details? It would be asked in bank account, right? So abstraction is nothing but hidden implementation details and exposes only essential functionalities, what it needs, what hospital needs, only the patient details, not the patient bank account details. So abstraction is used for that, and encapsulation bundles data and methods with classes and restricts direct access using access modifiers. So what is inheritance? This is most asked question. What is inheritance? Inheritance is nothing. Inheritance in Java is a mechanism where child class acquires properties and behavior of parent class, promoting code reusability and hierarchical relationships. So there are various type of inheritance like single inheritance, multiple inheritance, hybrid inheritance, tree inheritance. You can explain with the help of diagram of single, where parent class or super class is derived from the base class. Then multi-level, you can explain multi-level inheritance, and you can also explain hybrid or tree inheritance, where one superclass and many base class. Parent and child relationship you can show. This is the keyword extends. Extends is keyword. Whenever you see a Java code where extends keyword written, then you can directly understand this is the concept of inheritance used. Achieved using extends keyword. Extends keyword is most important. Mark this or take a screenshot of this. Then second point that they have mentioned is support single and multiple inheritance, not multiple inheritance with classes. Then allows method overriding for polymorphism. Then super keyword is used to access parent class members. 34 question would be, what are functional interfaces in Java 8? So basically functional interfaces have exactly one abstract method and are used with lambda expressions. Next question, what is polymorphism in Java? So polymorphism is nothing. If I suggest you, you can directly tell the basic details like, Polymorphism is nothing, same message given to generalized thing but implemented differently. So polymorphism allows the same method to have differently based on context, like compile time polymorphism and runtime polymorphism. These are the two types of polymorphism used. Compile time polymorphism is also called method overloading, while runtime polymorphism is also called method overriding. Implementation thing would be different in polymorphism. This is the most important word or a sentence that you should add in your answer. Then moving on to the next, what is purpose of default keyword and in interfaces? So you can answer the default keyword allows method in interfaces to have default implementation. Then next, what is interface in Java? You can explain with the help of this answer. This is the correct answer. Interface in Java is a blueprint for classes that defines a contract without implementation. These are the points that have been mentioned. You can read. What is different between array list and vector? So basically array list is not synchronized while vector is synchronized. Array list increases its size by 50% when full, while vector doubles its size. What is an abstract class? This is most important. Make a note of this. Star, star, star. So an abstract class in Java is a class that cannot be instantiated and it means to be executed by subclass. So declare using abstract keyword. Abstract class is declared using abstract keyword. Make a note of this. Then second is can have both abstract and concrete methods used for partial implementation and code reusability. Must be extended by subclass that provides implementation for abstract method. The next question is what is difference between hash map and concurrent hash map? So hash map is not a thread safe while concurrent hash map is a thread safe. You can read the answer. What is different between abstract class and interface? Given below. What is JVM or JVM was Java Virtual Machine. This is asked Java Memory Model, that is JMM. You can read the detail of JMM. Don't confuse between, make a note that don't confuse between JVM, JRE and JDK and as well JMM. What is this keyword? So this is important. Make a note or take a screenshot of this. What is this keyword? This refers to the current instance of a class, distinguishing between instance variable and parameters with the same name. What are Java generics? Generics provides compile time safety by allowing a class, method or interface to work with different types while avoiding runtime errors. What are access modifiers in Java? So basically these are the four access modifiers in Java. Make a note of this. Everyone fails to give the answer for this question. This is the most repeated question. This is a star question, star star star. What are access modifiers in Java? Basically there are four types of access modifiers in Java. First one is private, second is default, third is protected, and fourth one is public. You can check the description and the answer for more elaboration or context. Moving on to the next, what is purpose of synchronized keyword? Synchronized ensures that only one thread can execute a block of code or method at a time, preventing race conditions. What is static method in Java? So basically a static method in Java belongs to a class that has not instances. It can be called using class name with creating an object. These are the points you can mention or discuss in an interview. This is a code of static where this is a Java program where static is used. What are Java 8 streams? Basically Java 8 streams provides a functionality programming approach to processing data efficiency that allows operating like filtering, mapping and reducing collection in declarative and parallelizable way. What is garbage collection in Java? So basically the first one is automatic memory management, heap memory cleanup, identifies unreachable objects, prevents memory leak. You can describe in your own words as well. There is no need to by heart or learn this answer. no manual delocation. You can just know the points. I'm discussing the points. With the help of that point, you can frame your own answer as well. JVM optimization for GC, this is the last point. So what is difference between implements and extents? These both are the keywords. Implements and extents. Where we use extents, I have told that extents and implements, we have discussed extents keyword in inheritance. So implements we have not discussed. Implements are used for interfaces, while extents are used for class inheritance. Intermediate interview questions begin from here. This is the middle part or the sub part of the series of the question or PDF. This is the middle part where intermediate question of interviews begin. So moving on to the next question, what is purpose of asset statement in Java? So the asset statement in Java is used to validate assumptions during development and debugging. It checks whether a given expression evaluates to true. Then if the condition is false, an assertion error is thrown. The assertions are mainly used for debugging and testing purposes to detect logical errors early in development process. I think you got the rough idea of this. What is the purpose of assert statement in Java? Then next, what is the difference between array list and linked list? This is basic and most easiest question that you should definitely answer. What is array list and what is linked list? These are the both data structures that have been used. If you have previously learned a data structure in your engineering, then this would be a great cakewalk for you. What is array list and what is linked list? You can tell the difference between them. What are the uses? What are the advantages? Where we use this array list and linked list, you can show with the help of examples, make a diagram, flowchart, etc. Then next question, what is purpose of hash code method in Java? So hash code method generates a unique integer value hash code that represents an object content. It is primarily used in hash based collections like hash map, hash set and hash table for efficient storage and retrieval. Then a proper implementation of hash code ensures better performance in hashing based operations. What is purpose of toString method in Java? Make a note of this star 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 question. ToString is a function or a method returns a string representation of an object, typically include its class name and key attribute. It enhances debugging, logging, and object readability. When an object is printed or concatenated with a string, then toString method is implicitly called. Developers often override it to provide meaningful output. The next question, what is encapsulation achieved in Java? So encapsulation in Java is achieved using access modifiers like private, protected, public. I have told you before in the first or the 10th question that we would be discussed that what are the access modifiers in Java, where I have told private, protected and public. You can read how encapsulation is achieved in Java. Then what are method references in Java? So method references provides a short and way to refer to existing method without executing them immediately. They improve code readability by replacing lambda expression with direct references to the class or instance method. They are used with functional interface and written as class, then method name. Example is given below. You can check or read. What are annotations Java? This is the star question. Make a note of this. Star star star. Annotations in Java are metadatas tags used to provide additional information about code elements such as classes, methods, and variables. You can read this below. Then what are bit set classes used in Java? You can read this as well. What is cyclic barrier in Java? So a cyclic barrier is a synchronization mechanism that allows multiple threads to wait at a common barrier point until all threads reach it. Once all participating threads arrive, they proceed together. It is useful in parallel programming scenarios where tasks must be synchronized before continuing execution. Then moving on to the 60th question, what are types of JDBC statement in Java? So JDBC is known for Java database connectivity, which basically provides three types of statement for database integration. These 3 points are system statement, then prepared statement, then callable statement. So basically statement which execute simply SQL queries without parameters. Prepared statement are nothing but a pre-compiled SQL statement with placeholders for parameters, improving performance and security. Then third one would be callable statement used for executing stored procedures in database. What is Java string pool? Then the answer is given below. The Java string pool is a memory optimization technique where JVM stores string literals in common pool to avoid redundant allocation. When a new string literal is created, the JVM checks the pool first. If the string exists, it reuses the reference instead of creating a new object. This conserves memory and enhance performance. So this is the reason why we use or what is Java string pool. Below is the diagram, you can check. This is the stack, then this is the heap. In the heap there is string constant pool pointing hello from string 1 to hello. Example is given below. Then next, what is the difference between path and class path? You can check the 4 points mentioned below. What is main difference between path and class path? You can read. Then what is the difference between heap and stack memory? Most important question. Make a note of this star question. Star star star. So first is heap memory, second is stack memory. So what is the difference between these both? Heap memory is basically stores object and data that need to persist throughout the program, managed by JVM garbage collector, while stack memory holds method called frames and local variables. It manages method execution and automatically deallocates memory when a method exits. Then the next question, can we use string without a switch case statement? So the answer for the question is yes. String can be used in a switch case statement from Java 7 onwards. The switch works by computing the hash code of the string and then comparing it. This is the example of a fruit called apple and mango. They have given two cases. First one is apple, it is an apple. Second is it is a mango. They have used a break statement. Then default statement, you can check. This is the use case of a switch case statement of a string. They have provided a key points, you can check this as well. Then 65th question is, what are different types of class loaders? Basically there are three primary class loaders. First one is bootstrap class loader, second one is extension class loader, third one is system application class loader. The next question is, what is different between fail fast and fail safe iterators? So fail fast iterator and fail safe iterators. So the first one is fail fast iterators directly throw a concurrent modification exception if a collection is modified while iterating, while fail safe iterators operates on a cloned copy of collection allowing modification without exceptions. What is compile time constant in Java? So the answer for this question is, a compile time constant is a value assigned at the time of compilation and remains unchanged throughout execution. The next question is, what is the difference between map and queue in Java? So map and queue is basically stores elements in specific order like FIFO priority based. Then map stores key value space and allows fast retrieval based on keys. What is the difference between linked hash map and priority queue? So linked hash map and priority queue, you can check. Then what is memory map buffer in Java? Memory map buffer is nothing but allows a file to be directly mapped into memory, improving input output efficiency by enabling direct access to file contents, useful for handling large files. What is difference between notify and notify all? So notify wakes up one waiting thread while notify all wakes up all waiting thread. What are types of exception in Java? Basically, these are the 2 points: checked exceptions, unchecked exceptions. What is out of memory error? Error when JVM runs out of memory, caused by memory leaks, large objects, or infinite loops. What is the difference between equal and equals? So you can check the answer given below with the help of symbol. Then how can you concatenate multiple strings in Java? So given are the 4 points how you can concatenate 4 strings in Java. Then next question, what are main difference between array and collection? So array is nothing but a fixed size stores element on the same type, while collection is dynamic size, can store element of different types. Example, array list and hash set. What is blocking queue in Java? So these are the 3 points. What is difference between a process and a thread? So a process is nothing but an independent execution unit with its own memory space, while thread is lightweight unit with a process sharing memory with other threads. What are the advantages of multi-threading? You can mention these 4 points of multi-threading advantages: efficient CPU utilization, faster task execution, improved application responsiveness, better handling of input-output operations. The 80th question is, what is context switching? So the process of saving a thread state and switching to another then happens in multi-threading and multitasking. So context switching is basically happening in multi-threading and multitasking. So this is the process of saving thread state and switching to another that causes CPU overhead. So you can mention these 3 points for context switching. Then what is the difference between array and array list? Then array is basically a fixed size stores primitive types and object. I have told before, an array list is nothing but a dynamic size, stores only one object, only object, provides built-in resizing and utility method. The next question is, what is purpose of volatile keyword? Basically these are the 3 points that you should include in your answer. Or if interviewer asked you what is the purpose of volatile keyword, it ensures visibility of shared variable update and across threads. Then its second point is it prevents instruction reordering, and third one would be used in multi-threading scenarios. So if the question asked explain Java NIO, then you can explain Java new input output provides faster input output operation using these 3 points. Then moving on to the next question, difference between string builder and string builder. Most important point, make a note of this. Star question. Take a screenshot of this. String are basically immutable, slower for modifications, while string builders are mutable, fast, not thread safe, but string buffer are mutable, thread safe, synchronized. Then next question, difference between runnable and callable. So runnable is nothing. In runnable, no return type value, cannot throw checked exceptions, while in callable, return a value and can throw checked exceptions. The next question is, what is a checked exception in Java? These are the 3 points covered. Then difference between static and final keyword. You can see static is a keyword as well as final is also another keyword. Static is basically used where it belongs to a class shared across instances, while final makes variable constant, prevents method overriding and class inheritance. What is unchecked exception? This is the answer for that. And next question is, explain Java lambda expressions. You can answer it in your own words. Just understand the concept of the answer has been given. Then next, purpose of try catch block. You can read this. Then difference between collection and collections. You can read this as well. The answer is given below. The 92th question is use of finalize method. Basically where we use finalize method. So finalize is called by garbage collector before an object is reclaimed, then used for cleanup operations, then deprecated in Java 9 due to unpredictable behavior. Next one is explain Java 8. This is an optional question. If you want, you can read for your knowledge. Then next is what is Java collection framework. Basically a set of classes and interfaces for managing groups of objects. Then second includes list, set, map, queue that provides efficient data structure and algorithm for handling collections. So these are the points you should mention for Java collection framework. Explain Java 8 compatible future. Can explain these points. What is multi-threading in Java? We have discussed this question and answer before. Purpose of strict FP keyword. Can explain this. This is also an optional. Difference between sleep state and wait state. These are the two states. Sleep function is basically used for that pauses thread but retains lock, while wait releases lock and waits for notify. Difference between linked hash set and tree set. You can tell the difference given below. Take a screenshot of this. Difference between linked hash set and tree set. What is synchronization in Java? This is the beautiful answer given below. Why we use synchronization and what is synchronization in Java? You can read this. So moving on to the advanced interview question 101. We have came till 101. In total we have completed 100 question till now. Can check the 100th question was what is synchronization in Java. So we have covered 100 question in total. In this PDF 50 questions are allocated for basic level interview, then 50 questions more are allocated in intermediate level interview, then another 50 questions are in the part of advanced interview questions which are asked. So in total this PDF covers total 150 questions. So if you want this PDF, comment down, I will definitely provide the link of this PDF. So 101 question, how does JVM handle method overloading and overriding internally? Basically method overloading is resolved at compile time while compiler determines the method signature based on argument type. Method overriding on the other hand is resolved at runtime using dynamic memory method dispatch where JVM decides which method to invoke based on the actual object type. The next question is explain Java non-blocking algorithms and how they are differ from traditional blocking algorithms. Can read the answer given below. Then how can you create an immutable class in Java? This is important question. Make a note of this star 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 question. Basically to create an immutable class, first you have to declare the class as final, then make all fields private and final, then do not provide setters, ensure deep copies of mutable field in constructor and getters, then avoid exposing mutable references. This would be the last step to create an immutable classes in Java. Then describe contract of hash code and equals method. So basically these are the points for the answer given below. To describe hash code and equals methods. So if two objects are equal according to equal, they must have some hash code. However, two objects with same hash code may not necessarily be equal, but properly overriding both methods ensures correct behavior in hash based collection like hash map and hash set. What is type interface in generics? So basically there is algorithm called generic reference algorithm. If you don't know, with the help of that algorithm you can definitely find all the concepts that have been mentioned. But what is inference in generics? You can tell the inner working of concurrent hash map, then how it works, then some of the key benefits that they have mentioned below. You can check. Explain the inner working of concurrent hash map. So how you will explain the inner working of concurrent hash map? You can explain it with the help of these points. What is inner working of concurrent hash map, then how it works, then some of the key benefits that has been mentioned below. Then next question, describe the Java memory fence and its importance. Java memory fence and its importance. A memory fence or memory barrier in Java ensures proper ordering of memory operations in multiple threaded environment, preventing reordering by CPU or compiler. So it works on these points. And why it's important? Because it prevents data races and inconsistencies in multi-threaded application, ensures correct execution order in concurrent programming, then it optimizes performance while maintaining thread safety. Explain the concept of false sharing in Java. So basically we use false sharing occurs when multiple threads modify variables that resides in same CPU cache line, causing unnecessary cache invalidations and performance degradation. The next question is, how do you handle out of memory error in Java? Basically, to handle out of memory error, these are the points mentioned below. First, optimize memory usage and avoid memory leaks. Second one, increase heap size using JVM options. Then use efficient data structures. Then employ garbage collection tuning strategies. Implement graceful degradation mechanism. Describe escape analysis in Java optimization. Can read the answer given below. What is escape analysis, where it is used and how it is used. Then explain thread starvation and how to prevent it. So basically thread starvation is nothing but it occurs when low priority threads are indefinitely delayed due to high priority threads monopolizing CPU time. Then it can be prevented by using fair lock and adjusting thread priorities carefully, ensuring resource allocation is balanced. The next question is, how does class data sharing CDS works in JVM? So CDS stands for class data sharing, is a JVM optimization technique that reduces startup time and memory usage by preloading and sharing class metadata across JVM instances. How it works? Basically these are the points that have been covered. You can check faster startup, memory efficiency and CDS archive creation. The next question is, explain Java thread local allocation buffers, TLAB. Then you can explain Java thread local allocation buffers, TLAB, then how it works, then some of the benefits like faster object allocation, improved GC performance and better multi-threading efficiency. How does the fork join framework work? These are the most advanced questions that have been repeated in most of the interviews. If you are a professional, then these interview questions of advance are necessary for you to understand and revise. But for freshers, I might suggest to revise the basic. If basic is up to the mark, then go for intermediate. No need to jump for advanced level questions. Advanced level questions are basically for experienced person. So you can read these as well. The next question is, what is the difference between pessimistic locking and optimistic locking? Then explain the inner working of Java agent. Java agents are used. So take a screenshot of this as well. I will wait for 2 seconds. So explain inner working of Java agents. Java agents uses the java.lang.instrument package to modify bytecode at runtime or load time for profiling, monitoring, or altering application behavior dynamically. Describe the uses of Java compiler API. So uses of Java compiler API, you can read. Java compiler API allows programmatic compilation of Java code with application and key uses that they have mentioned: dynamic code compilation, custom IDEs and tools, code generation frameworks, and plugin system testing and automation. What is principle of locality and how does it apply to Java? You can read this. How does G1 garbage collector work? Explain polymorphic inline catching PIC. You can take a note or screenshot of this as well. This is a big answer for a question. Explain polymorphic inline catching PIC. Then what is difference between stamped locked and reentrant lock? Then explain the term busy spin in multithreading. So what is busy spin in multithreading? This is an advanced question. Then how can you implement a custom class loader? For implementing a custom class loader, you have to create a subclass of class loader and then you have to override method class like find class, load class and define class to customize class loader behavior. Then describe Java JIT compiler like loop, unrolling and vectorization. Then explain the use of JStack tool. What is JStack? JStack is nothing but it is a Java utility that displays the stack traces of Java threads in a running JVM. It is mostly useful for debugging then and analyzing performance bottlenecks. Describe Java's project Loom and its impact on concurrency. So you can check impact on concurrency. Then what is Java decompiler? How can it be used securely? Java decompiler and secure usage. What are challenges in implementing distributed garbage collection? Then describe the impact of JVM flags on performance tuning. Then what are Java modules and how do they enhance security and maintainability? You can read this. These are the simple points mentioned below. You have to understand this basic concept. These are, but they have these questions is asked in advanced interview. Explain the concept of Java 8 parallel stream. The key features of Java 8 parallel stream is mentioned. What is Java 8 parallel stream? Then key features of this. Then when to use parallel stream and when to avoid. So next question is what is deadlock in Java? This is most important question asked. Make a note of this. Star question, star star star. So a deadlock occurs when two or more threads are indefinitely blocked, each waiting for a resource held by another. These are the examples given below: thread A, thread B. If thread A and thread B locks resource 1 and resource 2, wait for resource 2 and wait for resource 1. If this is a thread A which is waiting for resource 2 and this is a thread B which is waiting for resource 1, so both would be locked and that lock is called deadlock. Proper synchronization strategies such as locking, ordering or timeout helps preventing deadlock. What is difference between executor and executor service? Basically you have to tell the difference between executor and executor service in Java. So the definition of executor is given. Executor is nothing but a simple interface for executing tasks asynchronously, while executor service is a more advanced interface that extends executor and provides additional control over thread execution. Then functionality is given below. Then task handling, then shutdown control. What is the difference between hash map and hash table? You can differentiate based on these points, that synchronization, then by using null key values, then by using performance. Explain Java 8 default methods in interfaces. You can explain Java 8. Then what is difference between wait and notify function? So difference between wait and notify in Java. What is purpose? What is usage? What is lock requirement? What is thread behavior? What is difference between comparable and comparator? So this is important question. Make a note or take a screenshot of this. This is a star 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 question. Comparable and comparator. You should first explain the purpose where comparable and comparator is used, and then implementation of comparable and comparator, then method used, and then usage. Next is what is transient keyword in Java. So basically transient prevents a field from being serialized, meaning it will not be saved when an object is written to a file or transmitted over a network. What is purpose of instance of operator? So this is the code given for an example. Can check. Explain the concept of lock-free programming in Java. So lock-free programming in Java ensures thread-safe concurrency without using traditional locks. Instead, it relies on atomic operation and compare and swap, which is called CAS, compare and swap, to manage shared resource efficiently. So how does it works? Based on this point, it uses atomic classes, relies on CAS, and then avoids blocking and deadlock, and then optimized by hardware, then used in concurrent data structures. So 41st question would be, this is the 141 question. What is java.lang.reflect.proxy used for? Proxy dynamically creates object implementing interfaces at runtime. It is widely used in AOP, aspect-oriented programming, and frameworks like Spring. What are some advanced feature of complete table feature in Java? Basically, these are some of the features points covered given below. Chaining asynchronous task, combining multiple async computations, exception handling, timeout and default values, custom executor control. Next, what is fork join pool? How it is different from regular thread pool? Compare fork join pool versus regular thread pool. This is also given. You can take a screenshot of this. Then the next question, how does the unsafe class work and what are the use cases? So unsafe class in Java, key features of it and use cases. What is phantom reference in Java? Basically, phantom reference in Java is a special type of reference that allows post-mortem cleanup after an object in garbage collected. Unlike soft reference and weak reference, phantom reference is allowed null when accessed via get function. So these are the key features of this of phantom reference in Java. Then explain the concept of method handle in Java. So method handle in Java, key points of method handle, when it is used, what is the role of java.lang.instrument. So basically the java.lang.instrument package enables bytecode modifications at runtime used in Java agents for profiling, monitoring and aspect oriented programming. Next, how does the Java memory model handle out of order execution and memory visibility? You can check these points given below. What is the difference between rent lock and synchronized? We have discussed this question. So we have came up to the last question, 150 question. As I told in the beginning of the video that we would be discussing or covering 150 plus questions. So in total we have covered up till now 150 questions. So if you want this PDF, comment down, I will share the PDF, and this video can definitely be a source for your revision before going for any Java interview, be it be a professional interview or a college interview. So these are the most covered questions, top most 150 interview questions that are asked in every interview, covering from basic level to intermediate and from intermediate to advanced level. So moving on to the last question, we would be discussing what is the difference between weak reference and soft reference. This is the last advanced question we are discussing. Both weak and soft reference are a part of Java's reference types in java.lang.ref package. If used to manage memory more efficiently by allowing objects to the garbage collected under specific conditions. Here's the key difference between them. Uh, the difference has been shown with the help of garbage collection timing, where weak reference is discussed with the help of soft reference, and then retention policy. In retention policy, there are 2 points of weak reference and soft reference. Can check that. Then what is the main use cases that have been mentioned below of weak reference and soft reference. Then with the help of garbage collector behavior, these differentiates based on these points like garbage collection timing, retention policy, use case, garbage collector behavior, and likelihood of being collected. So we have came to the end of the PDF. So in total we have covered 150 questions of Java from basic level to intermediate and from intermediate to advanced level. So like this video and forward it to the friends who need, and all the best for future updates and opportunities. Stay tuned to the channel. I would be bringing, if you want any video, comment in the comment box. I would be really appreciating your ideas. So if you want this PDF, comment down. I will definitely post. All the best.